Gaikoku Gamers.
Bite-sized.
Welcome to Gaikoku Gamers. I'm Darryl Benson, and my hair is messy because I just recently got off my Yamaha 1979 Enduro. Anyway, so I really want to talk to something that's kind of important for me. I do kind of consider myself to be a collector, and not in a bad sense. I don't have legions of fucking games that I will never play. To be totally honest with you, I really don't even really have that many games. I tend to kind of only keep games for the systems I'll really play, and that's about it. Same with systems. However, what I mean by collector is the condition of those items is mint. Period. And I've been a gamer since the 80s, and while I technically started out with a Pong system, my first true gaming addiction really came with my father's NES that he got for a birthday present, which was pretty much soon down past to me because I played it a lot more than he did, so it just kind of became mine over time. Anywho, so Nintendo have been really loyal to me, actually, over the years, and me to them, vice versa. But I've always felt like their customer service has always been very sterling, and it's kept me with that company even when they haven't necessarily been doing what I would want them to do. Case in point, during the Nintendo 64 years, I was not able to go ahead and hook up my Nintendo 64 through my VCR, it's the 90s, to my TV. And I was a little kid. My parents were busy. I forget what they were doing. But I called Nintendo, and they were so nice. And, at the end of the day, they could have been like, look, just, get your parents to help you out. But they didn't. I had just gotten a brand new Donkey Kong 64 fantastic clear green limited edition system with a copy of F-Zero X, brand new. And I was excited to play, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out those three chords, those three-pronged composite chords. Yeah. To be fair, it was a lot more difficult back then. It wasn't just plug in the back of your TV. You had to go through the VCR, and there's all these settings, and VCRs were a pain in the ass to use. Anywho, that's besides the point. Nintendo's always had sterling customer service, and I've noticed something starting with the Wii U generation, in that their customer service has gone downhill. Now, my first Wii U, my launch Wii U deluxe 32 gig, which I no longer have, that came to me with multiple dead pixels and like a yellowed screen, similar to the regular 3DSs that had that same problem with the yellowed screen, same type of thing. Now they went ahead and repaired that gamepad, no questions asked. That was still okay. So customer service is still up here. Anywho, then I sold that for a limited edition Wind Waker Deluxe 32 gig edition, that one, and had one glaring dead pixel right dead bloody center, and they wouldn't fix it. And I asked them if it was only because it was one, and they said no, they just wouldn't fix it. Even if half the bloody screen was bad, they wouldn't fix it for dead pixels. So I live with it. And between that and major annoyance, because anytime you'd play off the television screen, or using this as a screen, you'd see it right, bloody frickin' right there, And between that and a lack of games, I got rid of it. Well, now I have this deluxe system, and technically that basic system. And, these systems don't have any dead pixels, but Basic over there had a bit of a problem. After updating a YouTube app, the system went ahead. Well, it didn't actually update the YouTube app. It just never updated. And waited about 24 hours and gave up because it never did anything. Powered off. When I powered back on, it would not get past the title screen, so it said Wii U. Yay. Anyway, so I sent it in. Now, the system was in mint condition. Mint condition. Not a single goddamn scratch. Looked like the day it was bought. Brand new. Well, I just got it back from Nintendo today. And let me read you these very confusing forms. Turns out as you can see here, I'm not lying, the console was serviced. The main PCB was replaced. On this sheet, they say they found no problem, which is really odd because it contradicts this sheet and it contradicts the fact that they replaced my serials. And as you can see, serial in GW blah 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 blah, and serial out GW blah 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 blah. It means they gave me a new system. This sheet of paper says that they were able to verify my problem and they repaired the defective components, which according to that sheet was a PCB board, which means a motherboard. And then it checked we were unable to recover the user information associated with your system. This includes games, save data, system settings, etc. Fine. So I got back the system and I sent the system to them wrapped in a sleeve of bubble wrap and then cushioned in by soundproof foam. Basically, that system wasn't moving even a millimeter. Really, really good shipping. When it comes to my gaming systems, I refuse to ship it any less tightly packed. Don't necessarily always have soundproof, foam, but hey, sue me, right? So I went ahead and got this system in the mail, and it was literally wrapped in kind of like the stock, foamish type of sleeve that you get the system packed in with the box. In a big, like that, brownish box, and literally probably like a coffee cup amounts of used, because it was all crumbly and shit, used packing peanuts. So this much space on either side of the system, just dead air. Also, the system came in pretty crappy shape. The system has some scratches on it. It's almost looks like general scratches, which were not there. Obviously, this is a different casing. It has a bit of a mark in the back corner, and a bit of a mark right underneath the Wii U logo. And then worst of all, they seem to have done the repair order on the system itself, which means that someone wrote on it, and you can see in the lighting, if you get it just right, defective Wii U, freezes on startup, and then a whole bunch of fucking numbers and random letters, which I can't seem to make out what exactly it is, because I can't see everything perfectly. And that's how they decided to send it to me. And so I called Nintendo, and I'm despite the fact that they weren't willing to go ahead and repair my gamepad from the Wind Waker edition, I still had good standings with them. I figured that they'd be able to help me. And basically the guy told me that they have a whole pile of systems that are refurbished and used. They don't use any new components, and that's it. And basically it's a luck of the draw, and they do not take any consideration when it comes to condition unless it's physically broken. So I asked a question which I thought, sorry about that, I asked a question which I thought was kind of pertinent. I said, well, no offense, but what about limited editions? I had a limited edition Pikachu 3DS. I had the Wind Waker edition. What happens if one of these were sent in? And this is something that was almost worse to hear. He said, unless the limited edition is still in stock in stores, you would be getting back a basic version. Yeah, that's right. So all you people with your rare Animal Crossing or Pikachu 3DSs, you don't send them back a Nintendo, you'll just get a black one back. Not even kidding you. Actually, black if you're lucky, probably a red or a blue one. Yep. Now, in contrast, I know for a fact, because when I had to get my Day 1 edition controller replaced, and my TV just went dark, when I had to get my Day 1 controller replaced, Xbox told me that every single limited edition within a warranty period, right, was in stock, not buyable by any customers. So I asked again, I said, that means that you're going to be able to give me a replacement Day 1 edition brand new controller. And she said, yes. She said, we have every limited edition 360 that is still under warranty and every single limited edition Xbox One item ready to go. And you will always get a limited edition system or controller back to you. So I guess my question is this. Being that Nintendo is the king of gaming, they're by far the longest lived company out of the ones that are survived today. Why are they being upstaged by Microsoft of all people? And I think that something needs to be done. Purely because A, it's wrong for the customer, and B, they didn't used to be this way. In fact, I actually had to send in my clear green Fantastic system for a repair. I got the same one back. How come they can't do that today? And guess what? There wasn't a single scratch on it. And it was packed in a custom box. In fact, I had a... man, now that I think about it, I've had some terrible luck with Nintendo. No, but I had a GameCube, a launch day GameCube, which also needed to be replaced because the disc would not read Metroid, which was like a really big problem. Metroid was so perfectly made that like it would find faults in your hardware basically. So like on a loading screen, it would just perpetually spin and spin and spin. It would just freeze. I remember when I sent that back, they also sent it back perfectly. I mean, I'm talking like almost Apple level of quality, like, you know, styrofoam and little nicely laminated things and blah 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 and stickers. Kind of like what PlayStation does. So PlayStation and Sony, or PlayStation and Microsoft, Sony and Microsoft, are upstaging Nintendo in customer service. I know that Nintendo is suffering through some financial problems, but you know, so is Sony. And Sony's not cutting down on their quality. And Microsoft has tons of money, but it's nice to know that they're not cutting down on their quality either. Why is it only Nintendo? You know, one little message, if anyone from Nintendo is listening, it's the little things that count. And sometimes it's not always the game library, or the controller, or the innovation, or the gimmicks, or any other thing. Sometimes it's just about customer service. And having some bad customer service, not giving people a limited edition system back to them, and not giving them the system back that they turned in and or won in equal condition, is of poor character. And I really hope that you guys reconsider. Anyway, I've been blabbering on for about 14 minutes, so I'm going to end it. Thank you for once again checking out this bite-sized episode. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate every comment and subscription that we get, and we will continue to go ahead and provide you daily information in the gaming world. And until then, I'm Darryl Benson, and I'll just see you next time.